Hey everyone, Renee here. So excited to do this video because we are talking about one of my favorite ingredients, which is vitamin C, specifically budget-friendly drugstore vitamin C serums. So I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorites, ones that I really trust, that really work, and I'm going to give you different options for different skin types. So I'm only featuring Ascorbic Acid formulas for this video because that is the gold standard vitamin C ingredient and will always be my first choice. If you're interested in exploring more of my Ascorbic Acid favorite formulas as well as my vitamin C derivative formulas, then I will link two videos, some of my favorite options out there, and those options still stand. But since those videos, I've definitely seen an influx of really good budget-friendly and drugstore options as well, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Ascorbic acid is one of only two actives that are regularly used in my routines, this in the morning and tretinoin at nighttime. Everything else, all other actives are incidental. I use them if and when I need them, or they exist to support the efficacy of these two. I like my Ascorbic acid formulas to be very simple. I don't need a whole bunch of, plant extracts in there, anything fancy. I want them to just be very straightforward and do their job. So one of the biggest issues with Ascorbic acid formulas we know is stability. It tends to oxidize sometimes quite quickly, but formulas have come such a long way in tackling this. So anhydrous formulations are more stable because it removes the water element, which can cause ascorbic acid to oxidize. Out of all the anhydrous silicone-based formulas that I've tried, the most elegant and silky one to apply, and also really super effective, is this one from Stratia, their C C Serum. This is completely weightless. It's got that silky spreadability, so you get a really nice but thin, even layer on your skin. You're not going to have areas where you've got like these concentrated irritating patches, completely smooth, and then it just disappears. The silicones just evaporate. So you need to give it a little time for that to happen before you apply your next layer. So this uses 10% Ascorbic acid, which in my opinion, at least for me, in an anhydrous formula, that is just right. This also has 5% THD, which is a powerful vitamin C derivative, which I've also spoken about quite often, is so great at just really brightening, but it's also got CoQ10 in it as well, one of my favorite antioxidants. I tend to use vitamin C right after cleansing before hydrating toners or essences because it's concentrated and I want that undiluted concentrated on my skin to really work. But if you feel the serum is strong, then use it after your toner or essence. L'Oreal's Revitalift, I've raved about this. It is probably one of the best, most effective formulas you can find in any drugstore. This is 10% Ascorbic acid, very elegant texture. It's silky and very spreadable, so you can get a nice even layer. And then it just kind of dries down and just sinks into your skin. I've used this right after cleansing, before everything else, but I've also used this over a hydrating toner or essence. And both ways work really well. This is so easy to layer. This doesn't pill if you layer anything over it. In fact, it just dries down so fast. I would say that this is really great for anyone who has normal to oily skin. So if you feel like the watery vitamin C serums are just too heavy for you, then this is just completely weightless. So very stable and light in air, not penetrating through this packaging. I've never really had much luck with the super concentrated 20% silicone-based formulas out there. Either that texturally, I just really don't like them, or they just get very stingy and irritating and strong. The one that I've liked the most and that I actually find really tolerable is this one from Neutrogena, their Rapid Tone Repair 20% vitamin C serum. So a couple of things about this that are really important to note. One of them is that you can use this around the eye area, which, this is a 20% vitamin C that you can use, that are safe to use around this area. So if you feel that you have a lot of pigmentation around here, this will really help that. So this has been tested for this area, so I feel totally safe doing it. The other thing I like about this that stands out is texturally, it's probably the only silicone-based formula that is suitable for people even with drier skin. Like a lot of times the silicone ones can be quite drying on those with dry skin, but this is really kind of nice. In fact, it even gives a bit of a glow and a radiance on your skin after you use it. So if you have normal to dry skin or maturing skin, this is an option that is actually flattering to our skin type. Most of them just are not, because this doesn't finish on the skin in a powdery way like the L'Oreal one does. This finishes in a pretty nice radiant way, which I love. The brightening power of this is real. In fact, this is not something I've been able to use every day yet because it really is strong. In fact, the way I do use it is over other skincare, and it's just perfect like that as well. You get 30 capsules in each one of these bottles. The capsules themselves are made out of material that is biodegradable and seaweed derived. Each capsule actually holds a lot. It looks like a small amount, but because it is so spreadable, it can actually extend to other parts of your body as well. You know, these are all oil-free, and like the other ones I talked about, these will not clog your pores. It doesn't feel as lightweight as the other ones, but again, like I said, this is such a great option for those who have drier skin types. I've used a little bit, just a spot treat, put it back in the bottle, and then use it again the next day, and you know, it's been fine. So if you still want a waterless, stable ascorbic acid formula, but you don't want it to be silicone-based for whatever reason, from The Ordinary, they're ascorbic acid 8% and alpha-arbutin 2%. If hyperpigmentation is your concern and that is the focus of your skincare routine, then you may really want to check this out. Alpha-arbutin is fabulous for evening out the skin tone, fading some of those dark brown spots, as well as ascorbic acid. This is also not too strong of a formula, which I really like as well. A formula does not get simpler than this. This literally has 3 ingredients only in it. It's got the ascorbic acid, it's got alpha-arbutin, but it's all in a base of propanediol. That is the solvent that they use, but propanediol is also a humectant as well, so it definitely adds hydration to the skin, but also it creates a bit of a seal so it doesn't come out as well. So when you apply it, it does have that similar kind of slippy, almost oily feel to it, and it does take some time to dry down, and it adds kind of a nice seal to the skin as well. I do like this. Again, all these textures that don't use water are a little different, so it does take time to get used to. This was really a pleasant surprise for me. I actually liked it way more than I expected, and I think it's definitely at that price worth giving a go. One of my all-time favorite ascorbic acid serums is this one from Milano CC. First of all, this has the best packaging. You know, nothing's getting in, airless, it's light won't get in, but also the way it dispenses, it's like 1 drop at a time. You can't get more than 1 drop at a time. This is ascorbic acid, great for brightening. You know, I don't know what the exact percentages are, but quite frankly, I don't care because this works so well. And also this is Roto. Roto has made some of my favorite formulations of all time, all the Hada Labo lotions. So while it comes out watery, it does feel sort of oily, but it's very, very spreadable. I would say actually it dries down a little velvet and matte. I have no problem layering with this, whether it's underneath hydration or over hydration. The water-based formulas, for whatever reason, I have a soft spot for them, and it's what I find myself wanting to reach for the most. I love the hydration. The good formulas give this beautiful glow and radiance, which is very noticeable to me, but also I'm just so used to where it sits in my routine. One of my recent favorites is from Vichy, their Lift Active Specialist Peptide C Anti-Aging Ampoules. This is just what I'm loving so much at the moment for my skin type and my preferences. This is just perfect. This uses 10% ascorbic acid, but it also has some anti-aging peptides in it as well. It's got hyaluronic acid. It's obviously got the Vichy mineral water as well. But I think what I love is just when I use it, it's so hydrating. It's just so satisfyingly hydrating. My skin just feels so plumped out and juicy when I use this. I think if you're someone with dehydrated skin, dry skin, or maturing skin, if you have age-related concerns, then this is, really great. So each set gives you 10 vials. These vials are made of glass, so you do have to be careful when you break them open. I mean, I've never sustained any injuries from it, but just use a tissue when you break break the cap open. So each vial has 2 uses, and once opened, it stays fresh for 48 hours. So, which is perfect for me because I don't use this morning and night. I just use this once a day in the mornings, as most of you know who are familiar with my skincare routines. I can even get 3 uses out of them. So each vial can be 3 days. So this can last an entire month. This actually feels very gentle to me. In fact, it's one of the only formulas that I can use when my skin is just lightly retinizing, and it won't exacerbate any irritation or further sensitivity or even redness. So, this is an interesting option for those with more sensitive skin. I just love the immediate kind of radiance it gives my skin, as well as like that nice, satisfying bounciness. If you're looking for something more traditional, then I was really impressed with Geek Gorgeous's Sea Glow. So this serum is another one that is very much modeled after the SkinCeuticals gold standard formula. This has 15% vitamin C, as well as ferulic acid and vitamin E, which is that sort of holy trinity in these ascorbic acid serums. Again, a very straightforward, simple formula. I believe there's only 10 ingredients in this and doesn't have anything fancy in it, like, oils, plant extracts, or anything like that. And that's kind of what I want. The texture of this is also very lightweight, still hydrating, but very lightweight. So if you're someone who feels that the SkinCeuticals texture is just too heavy for you or too much, then this is a good alternative. So that's it, everyone. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'm wishing you great skin health. Bye.